These days, over-the-board chess play is about as rare as it gets. All the major tournaments have gone online. Sites like Lichess and chess.com have thousands of games being played at any given time of day. If there's one thing that the lockdown has taught us is that you don't need pieces and a board to play chess, you just need an opponent. But there are so many beautiful chess sets. From the outrageously expensive Dubrovnik Manchetta with its chubby rooks, to the super common German knight sets that you see in all the tournaments. I love them all. The best sets are typically hand carved out of wood and they're not exactly cheap. So a lot of players keep a plastic set around as their daily driver. And if you're gonna talk about plastic chess sets, you gotta talk about the ultimate chess pieces. The design is loosely based on the Fischer-Spassky set, but the pieces are much heavier with a lower center of gravity, so they're super stable on the board. The pawns have oversized heads for easy handling, and the pieces are sturdy without any sharp corners. Perfect for a fast-paced blitz game at the club or in the park. But even if you're a stay-at-home kind of player, a set like this makes a lot of sense. The very first version of the set was created sometime around 1987, and it was very much different from anything that had ever come before it. The white pieces were a light yellow cream color that made them instantly recognizable in a room full of chess sets, and the set weighed over 3 pounds, so it became an instant hit for blitz and rapid players who love the stability and easy handling. The first version eventually sold out, and the company that manufactured the pieces had gone out of business, and the molds were destroyed, and it seemed for the longest time like the ultimate pieces were just lost to history. But in around 2018, Shelby Lohrman decided to remake the set, but a few changes had to be made. The first version featured a 3 5/8 inch king and used lead weights to get the weights over that 3 pound mark. But government regulations had changed and you could no longer use lead weights in plastic chess pieces. Apparently they're considered to be toys now. So Shelby had to go with metal weights for version 2. This meant that everything had to be sized up just a bit, and version 2 shipped with a 3 3/4 inch king and slightly wider bases. But the big thing with version 2 is that they didn't quite get the light yellow cream color right from version 1. And they ended up being a bit more vibrant yellow. And people started calling this the Butterball set right away because it's essentially the color of butter. As divisive as the color change was, people still bought the set in droves, and you'll still see them in use almost everywhere. It was a good set, but it wasn't perfect. The weights had a habit of coming loose and rattling around inside the chess pieces, which made me crazy. And I found myself obsessively rattling the weights. Can you hear that? To prove that they, rattling, it would keep me up at night. That brings us to version 3 of the set, which is currently available and comes in a box that normally gets destroyed in the mail, but comes in a box. On the outside, the pieces are virtually identical to version 2, except they went with an appliance white this time around instead of the butter yellow. They still have the instantly recognizable pawns with their oversized heads. The knights remain unchanged, sort of simple without too much detail, but that's fine for a set like this. The expression on their face might be a little derpy, but they're kind of cute, so good on you. The rooks are solid and stable, and the bishops have the same bulbous heads as the Fischer-Spassky set that inspired this design. The king and queen are solid with no sharp edges to snag or break off. It's a good, purpose-driven set, and the design has become almost iconic at this point. The big changes for version 3 are on the inside, and they have to do with the weighting system. Cheaper chess sets basically super glue a metal plug inside the base of a piece. Eventually the glue fails and the piece comes loose, and they rattle. But for version 3 of the Ultimates, the plastic is injected into the mold around the weights, and the weights themselves are sort of redesigned so they grip the plastic once the plastic is in place. Now I've seen videos that Shelby's done where he's put this set in a paint can and thrown it in a shaker. You know, the shaking machine at the paint store that they use to shake up the paint, and he let the set go. And it came out without any chips, any dents, any dings, no broken pieces, but more importantly, none of the weights were rattling. Time will tell if this holds up to the rigors of blitz play and of kids throwing pieces on the floor and of things dropping downstairs. But from the get-go, this looks like a really solid implementation of the weighting system that isn't going to go anywhere. How well do they play? Well, they play exactly the same as version 2 of the set. It's the same set with a different color and a better weighting system. Here they are in action with me playing a really terrible blitz game, just so you can see them going. Enjoy. The set definitely lives up to the legacy of its predecessors. No complaints there. My gameplay, however, well, Shelby went with this appliance white this time around instead of the light cream color of the original set. And I get it. I liked the yellow of the previous version, but I have no problem with this set either. The funny thing is, if you go in the chess.com forums, people are up in arms that it's not yellow. They hated it when it was yellow. They want it yellow. You can't win for losing with this one. The reality is, the color's fine. It's like he calls it appliance white. It's like a bone white. It's not a cheap looking white plastic that you get on the ultra cheap sets off of the Amazon. It's fine. If you want a good solid plastic chess set, this is it. This is a great choice. And now the white pieces are white instead of yellow. At the end of the day, it's hard for me to fault a set like this. It's well balanced, it's handsome, it's perfect for Blitz or regular play at home, or if you want to take it out on the road with you. It's just a good solid set, and it's permanently replaced version 2 in my chess bag. It's permanently replaced. Who am I? This is my go-to to-go set now. I love that he's fixed the weights. I actually, the white, every time I pulled out the version 2 of the set, someone would be like, why are the pieces yellow? And I have to go through this story. Oh, it changes the mold color, this, blah. Now it's just like, fine, whatever, this is my set. Leave me alone. Anyways, it's good. It's a good set. I got no complaints with it. And for the money that you're going to pay for something like this, I really can't see how anyone can go wrong with it. So that's it. But what's your take on version 3 of the Ultimates? Are you happy to trade the butter yellow color for a better weighting system, or maybe you just hate the design of this set overall? Whatever it is, I'd love to hear your point of view. Post your ideas down in the comments below and let me know. As always, if you like this video, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I got a ton of new videos coming up in the next few weeks. I'd hate for you to miss any of them. But for now, I'm Carl from Pushing Wood, and that's enough of me. Now set up the damn board and play a game already with your Ultimate set, because it's white instead of yellow. I like the yellow.